How's it going, everyone? This PlayStation 5 Pro saga has been fascinating to cover, seeing the insane online reaction, not even insane, probably rightfully so, over the price point, and more importantly than the price point, the fact that elements of the $500 console were stripped away from it, such as a disc drive and such as the vertical stand not included either. If you really want to pick up the PS5 Pro with the disc drive and the vertical stand, it would have been like $800. However, things have gotten even more interesting as the PlayStation 5 disc drive is now sold out. Yes, it shot up to one of the top sellers on Amazon's website. It was in stock for all of yesterday, but now today, it is out of stock at Amazon and Best Buy. I believe as of the recording of this video, GameStop still has it in stock. Let me refresh the page right now. It is still in stock at GameStop, and it is still in stock at Target, I believe, and Walmart, and I believe on the PlayStation Direct website. But if you have interest in getting it, I probably would pick it up as soon as possible. Now, I would have to think that this isn't a case of scalpers buying up the disc drive, because if scalpers were buying up the disc drive in preparation for the PS5 Pro to come out, wouldn't they be buying it out from all of these sites and not just the predominant sites that people do their general shopping on? I feel like if you're buying electronics, Amazon and Best Buy are the two sites that most people go to, or in the case of Best Buy, the retailer as well. GameStop at third place, but the other spots not as much. I do believe that this is a case of, yes, there might be some scalping going on, maybe a little bit, but I also think, you guys, it's people buying the disc drive because it's those people that are buying the PlayStation 5 Pro. I know, and I might be totally wrong about this. I am not right about everything. However, I do feel like this online reaction, I'm not saying it's the vocal minority. I don't think it's the vocal minority at all, actually. What I am saying is, even with that $700 price tag, there are enough people that aren't the majority. Remember, this isn't a console marketed for the majority. There is that audience of people, however, that are so invested into PlayStation, they want the top-of-the-line console, they want the most powerful console, and they are going to spend their $700 on it. And if there are enough people that are going to buy it, it doesn't have to be the majority. This is a premium console catered for the people with either disposable income, or they are just, you know, absolutely invested into gaming, and even if they don't have the most disposable income in the world, they just have to have the latest and greatest as far as consoles are concerned. And I do feel maybe it won't be an instant sellout. Part of me believes it is going to be an instant sellout, just because it's, I would have to think that Sony and PlayStation, they know how many people are going to be at the range of picking this up. This isn't designed to be their premier console that's going to get promoted everywhere. This is designed to be something that their hardest of hardcore and those with disposable income are going to pick up. And as long as there's enough people that are there, that's why this is priced so highly. That's why the disc drive isn't in stock. It is to draw more and more money out of your, I use the terminology whales. I get that that's a insulting term. That's why I've thrown myself in the whale category as well. I'm not trying to insult people, but that's the term that gets thrown around as far as people that chuck money at some of these companies. I get that that's usually to describe mobile games and gacha games and things of that nature, but the term works because PlayStation's been doing this for a while with a lot of their content going up and up in price. And while they haven't gone the route of doing insane in-game monetization, which credit to them because they haven't gone the Ubisoft route, like full insanity as far as microtransactions, fake early access, and so on and so forth, they are upping the price of their DualSense controller. They are doing things like PS5 Pro not including the disc drive, and honestly pushing people more and more into digital gaming. And that is something to certainly look at as well when they are talking about not including a disc drive. They absolutely want you to be buying their games digitally and games in general digitally, because that locks you into their ecosystem even more. You cannot sell your digital games. Maybe you can sell your PSN account, I guess, but you cannot sell your digital games and you're just locked into that ecosystem, and then it becomes more of a battle within yourself to get out of that ecosystem because you've invested so much. The more and more you invest, it's like the cost sunk fallacy, the more likely you are going to continue investing into it. And this isn't for the general PlayStation audience. I believe it's with the PS4 Pro, it was only like 15% of the PlayStation user base was on the PS4 Pro versus the PS4 base console. I believe that is going to be the case again with the PS5, maybe even lower, maybe at 10%, but if they're selling it at $700 and the profit margin is bigger on this console and they're pushing digital gaming on you, they might deem it to be worth it to get that level of money out of that 10% audience or whatever percentage audience it is. And again, the majority of people are going to push back on it, but as long as PlayStation scales it to a way where production is in line with the demand of the console and that 10% audience is still going to pick it up, they're still gonna make a ton of money on it. Like, that's just how this is gonna work. Yes, they're gonna get crapped on by the general audience, and I absolutely think PlayStation should look at that. What they are doing these days, we talked about the PS Plus extra catalog update, that atrocious catalog, but I feel like they've looked at the fact that they have no competition. They can do whatever they want. They can release garbage live service games. They can have years without bringing out any big budget titles. That's just what the area that PlayStation's in. This has been a horrendous generation, in my humble opinion, for PlayStation as a brand in its entirety, and it just sucks because this would have been a good year for Xbox to check them and come back, much like PlayStation did in 2013 when Xbox tried to push always online, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Xbox has kind of a different game plan as far as how they're going to tackle it, but PlayStation desperately needs competition, and I've been making this point for a while now, and for some reason, because obviously we do a lot of PlayStation content, people in the comments section were, I've seen comments of people being like, why are you defending Microsoft? Why do you want Microsoft to be a threat? So on and so forth. I want them to be a threat. I want them to be competition because there needs to be an entity outside of just the consumer. It would be ideal if there's an entity that can check them. If they do some nonsense, Microsoft would be right there to capitalize on said nonsense, and that gets more and more difficult as we are in this era where so many people have built up their digital gaming library and people are just more attached than ever to these consoles. I would truly argue that, and it's not as easy to make the jump, and that is an issue that Phil Spencer has brought up as well, where Xbox lost one of the most important generations in the history of gaming because that was the generation that people built their digital gaming libraries, and once you build that digital game library, it's going to be really hard to give that up and go to a different platform. But as far as the PS5 Pro goes, guys, I think it's going to sell very well, just as long as PlayStation's expectations in check. Yes, the majority of the gaming audience, the gamers around the world, I would say 80% are going to absolutely crap on the price point, but if that 10% of the PlayStation 5 audience, I say 80% because I'm including like gamers from all different platforms, like everybody's having a field day with this, but I do feel like if they just have a small percentage of people that are so invested into PlayStation as a platform that they'll buy the PS5 Pro, that they'll either convert to all digital, they're already all digital, or they'll spend another $80 on the disc drive, then they'll spend money on the vertical stand, and then you're talking about them subscribing to PS Plus. They're gonna make a killing off that audience of people, and I really do feel like that's how it's gonna end up. I also do feel like no brand wants this level of vitriol and this level of consumer pushback attached to them. Like, they're the laughing stock of social media right now. I would imagine they don't want that, even if they are going to have the quote-unquote whales, a few of them, a decent enough percentage of, enough of them buy the PS5 Pro. You don't want to be the laughing stock of social media. You don't want everybody piling on you and crapping on you, and rightfully so. Like, PlayStation's deserved to be crapped on for a long time. A lot of people I see, like, for the last year or so, I've been crapping on PlayStation pretty hard, but this is what happens when the consumer doesn't check them for a while and there's no entity that's gonna check them as well, and there's no competition. They're gonna have a field day doing whatever the hell they want. But that's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Mainly wanted to mention that this disc drive is going out of stock, and it does seem like a lot of people are picking it up, so keep that in mind. But that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Sound off in the comment section, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.